Shankarachakravarkam
भुजगशयनं पद्मनाभं सुरेशं विश्वाधारं गगनसदृशं मेघवर्णं शुभांगं लक्ष्मीकान्तं कमलनयनं योगवीर्यानगण्यं वन्दे विष्णु भवभयहरं सर्वलोकैकनाथम्। ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। असतो मा सद्गमय तमसो मा ज्योतिर्गमय मृत्योर्मा अमृतं गमय। ओम शांति शांति शांति।
Thank you. Thank you everyone for joining us today. And we are going to continue our Vishnu Sahastranam and we are going to do Shloka number 70 today.
So namaste everyone and welcome. We will continue our study of Vishnu Sahastranam with 70, verse number 70. And these verse reads, Kamadeva, Kamadeva Kamapala, Kamadeva Kamapala, Kami Kanta Krutagama, Kamadeva Kamapala, Kami Kanta Krutagama, Arnirdeshya Vapur Vishnu, Anirdeshya Vapur Vishnu, Viro Ananto Dhananjaya. Thus, there are 10 names. There are 10 names in these verses. And we'll go one by one. And the first name is Kamadeva. So this word is made up of two words, Kama and Deva. Kamadeva. Kama, we all know, there's a desire. Kama means desire. And Deva, the Deva means authority, in charge, permitter, grantor, everything. So total in charge is called Deva. So Kama Deva. So the deity or ultimate power which controls this Kama, that is, he is called Kama Deva. Customarily, we sometimes mistake it with a Kama as only sexual desire. Kama is all kinds of desires. I want to be a doctor, I want to be a gynecologist, I want to be a senator, all these desires, any desire. So any desire is called Kama, and then and the one who is in charge, that is Kamadeva. So we have a little free will God has given, 5%. It's like a calf is tied to a pillar with a 20-foot rope. And the calf grazing here and there thinks that he or she is free. So that much is our freedom, 5%. So 5% we have freedom, 95% is the rest of the things is controlled by Almighty God. We all have to remember it's only 5%. But our delusion is false belief. Our delusion makes us think that I am in charge. That is the language of our ego. So the ego says, I am in charge. But really, we are not in charge. Because any desire will lead you to action, to fulfill the desire. Desire on its is not going to get fulfilled. So it leads to action. Desire leads to action. So this action is within our control. Which desire to pursue is under our control. But the outcome is not under our control. So sometimes we mistakenly think, are you kidding? I say, I am a good student. I go to business school. I get diplomas and I get a job. Everything is under my control. False. So God explains this. Once we have a wrong notion, it needs to be explained and corrected. So the God corrects it in 18th chapter. So I'll give the verse number also, 18:14. Where 18:14, the verse, God explains to Arjuna that any action or any activity you take, Arjuna, There are 5 things involved in that. What are those 5 things? Adhisthanam tatha karta. Adhisthanam tatha karta. Karanam cha pruthagvidam. Vividans cha pruthak chesta. Devam chevatra panchamam. 5. Adhisthanam is this body. This body, adhisthanam. This body on its own is inert, so can't do anything. Adhisthanam tatha karta. Karta means acting agent, ego, which is a part of Atman. So that acting agent, so karta. So we need a body, we need a karta. Adhisthanam tatha karta. Karanam cha pruthak vidam. Various kinds of instruments. Like you need different instruments for different activities to accomplish that activity. Like a farmer, in this example, if you take an example of farm and a farmer, farm is a dhisthana, farmer is a karta. Then he needs a plow to till the land and all other equipments to sow the seeds. That is called karanam. Various. All these 3 will not do anything unless he starts acting on that. So, so we need a adhisthanam, tatha karta, karanam, cha pruthagvidam, vividhans, means different kinds. Vividhans are pruthak chesta, different kind of activities. So farmer has to first till the land, then he has to water the land, take out the weeds. Then when the harvest is ready, he has to take care of the harvest, repeat. So then he has to protect it, all those things. These are called chestas. So those different activities. So different equipments, different activities. So adhisthanam tatha karta karanam cha pruthakvidam vividhan sa pruthak chesta and devam chaivatra panchamama. And the 5th unit is the divine permission, divine will, divine consent, divine approval. Then you get the result. We get entangled in this 4th and we think that I'm the boss. You are not the boss. The final outcome of your activity is subject to approval or disapproval by Lord Almighty. That's called Devam. Devam cha eva atra panchamama. And the 5th one is the deity which approves or disapproves. If God is not in agreement with the kind of result, you will not get that result. Otherwise, everybody will be successful. There are 100 businesses come up, maybe 70, 80, they fold within 1 year. The remaining they are lingering here and there. 5% may become a chain of businesses. What determines that? Nobody is a fool. Everybody goes with all the might. They all put their talent and everything. But few people are destined, or their prarabdha or their fate is in agreement with the good result. So they get good result. So it is the God who decides, and God is not deciding it at random. Okay, let me make Munish Bhai excellent businessman, and these guys should fail. No, he doesn't do that. Even if it is his brother, he doesn't do that. So it is dependent upon your karmic balance, your balance of good or bad in your karma, which are going on for endless for ages, and you have a pile of a mountain full of karmas and their results. The good one you have to get the benefit, bad one you have to suffer, and depending upon that, which one is ready to give you result, you will get. So adhisthanam tatha karta karanam cha pruthak vidam vividansa pruthak chesta devam cheva atra panchamam. So these karma, otherwise we all desire us to be successful, happy, ever blissful. But that does not happen. So this karma, and the one who gives the permission or permits the result is called Kamadeva. And the same thing God has explained at the beginning of Bhagavad Gita, that as the karmanye vadikaraste. Karmani adhikar aste. Your right is only on action. Karmani adhikar aste. Na phale sukadachan. Never on the fruit of as a fruit of action. Your right is not on the fruit of action. It is my territory. God says clearly. That is under my territory. We get success many times, and then we see we get somewhat arrogant and confident and overconfident and all those things. So so that is not the truth. So the truth is what is stated in these words. This is so that is called karma. But karma is very destructive. Desire is very destructive. Suddenly we won't agree. No, are you kidding? Desire is the one which made me such and such thing. So the desire is very destructive. So God calls it an enemy, eternal enemy of yours. But which desire? There are three kinds of desire. We have to know all this. Three kinds of desire. One is sensual desires, based on the sensory system. So sensual, egocentric, selfish desire is no. God puts across. Sensual desire, egocentric, and selfish desires. God wants us to stay away from that, because these desires can never be satisfied, and it will entangle you endlessly for the whole period you are here. So that desire God puts across. Another category of desire, so there is sensory desires, then there is an intellectual desire. Like I want to learn English. Oh, be my guest. I want to learn Sanskrit and master it. Oh, nothing like it. I want to learn Chinese. These are product of intellect, which will be very useful to the society as well as to you. So that is God says, okay, be my guest, do it. Do it. And third desire, which God loves, is spiritual desire. It's like I want to open a soup kitchen. I want to feed hungry. I want to help poor people. I want to give Gita classes. I want to do these write books on scriptures, commentaries, do good things. God says, be my guest, and then I'm your co-traveler. In this third and the highest category, God is our co-traveler. Second one, he approves. Okay, Dr. Chokshi, learn Sanskrit, go and learn Chinese, do something. But he's not going to travel with me. But if I say, okay, we want to do such and such activity as a temple, which is very, very important, and for the benefit of everyone and for the mankind, it is good for new generation and everything. God says, yes, I'm with you. I'm your team worker. So there are three classes of desires. So when we say desire, God says this is your enemy. That is the sensual desires, which are egocentric and selfish. So even if there is an intellectual desire, but it is totally selfish, then we are on our own. God says, okay, become a good lawyer and make money and go away. So he's not with us. So that is, so we have to know all these three. So these are different kinds of karma, and the God is a Kamadeva. So who will help us, who will make it happen. So God says, I am myself is karma. That karma or desire is me. So that comes in another verse where God says in 7:11. So balam balvata chaham kam rag vivarjitam dharma viruddho bhuteshu Kamo asmi Bharatarsava. I am that Kama, Arjuna. Bharatarsava means Bharata, means another name for Arjuna. So the strength of a very powerful human being, Balam Balvata Chaham. Kam Rag Vivarjitam, devoid of Kama and Raga. Dharma aviruddho bhuteshu, not in agreement with dharma, not opposite to dharma. Dharma aviruddho bhuteshu, that kind of kama. Aviruddho bhuteshu, kamo asmi bharatarsava. I am that kama. So God says, I am the Kama. I have proved, I have given it to you. Your desire or the Kama is all me. You know? So, but there are three kinds of Kamas. And so you have to be very careful, and that's why the scriptures are very important to know this and to be dictated by those things. So that is Kama Deva. So that is now we understand. Otherwise, Kamdeva, you read one name and you move forward. That doesn't give you the insight. This gives you total insight on what is Kamdeva. Next one is Kamapala. Again, this word is made up of two words, Kama and Pala. Kama, desire. Pala means one who nourishes it, one who protects it, one who grants it. It's like he is the gatekeeper. So Kama Pala, like a Dwarpala, one who controls the gate. Dwarpala, the Ashwapala, the one who takes care, tenders to horses. Like Gopala, Gopala, one who takes care of the cow, who is devoted to their welfare, who takes care of them, feeds them, and gives them water and nutrition and everything, and protects them. That's called Gopala. So here, God's name is Kamapala. So he is the grantor for Kama. So and he's there to grace us, to approve our petition. No? So you want to get something, God says, okay, and he approves. He's very generous. God is very, very generous. So his grace is, he gives free grace to entice people towards him. So, and then once you get attracted to him, he gives you plenty of it. So that is a grace of God. And he is not a stingy. He gives you whatever you want. But a real devotee will not ask for material things from God. Real devotee will ask the grace from God and shelter at his feet, and to be his co-worker, or to serve him and to be with him. He's not going to ask, give me another $1 million, God. So that is a real devotee. We unless we become like that, we all want something and we come home with that. God says nothing wrong with it. I fulfill all your desires, but I'm waiting for you to make right choices. You had enough and you enjoyed enough, so I want you to make right choices. So that is God's. He's so giver. He has given everything, right? He gives you this birth. He gives you this birth, this exposure to this universe, the place to walk, place to eat, place to enjoy, play, everything. And in return, he wants that we go towards him and understand him and realize God and be with him. That is his wish. Everybody has wish. Our parents have wish. They do everything for us since you are a baby, and with only wish. But they still have wish that this will turn out to be nice and generous, and will give their love back to me like that. That is a motive for even parents. So the God has also this expectation from us. So that is Kamapala. So Kamapala means Pala means one who gratifies, who gives, and watches you. I gave you whatever you wanted. I gave you. I'm giving you for 40 years now. And what are you doing? And you are coming one after the other with a begging ball, no? So that is not very admirable as far as the God and scriptures are concerned. So do it and then give it up. That is called tyaga. Tyagena gunjita means with renunciation and joy. Tyagena gunjita. So that is, otherwise God will give everything whatever you want. God will give yoga to yogi and bhoga to bhogi. So he will give the substances for your enjoyment if you are a bhogi or an enjoyer. If you are a yogi and a really spiritual seeker, he will give you yoga buddhi, and he will make sure that your union with God is 100% done. He gives guarantees, Choosing the path is our job. Success is guaranteed. Everyone on this path gets a gold medal. It's not an Olympic that you are struggling to. One is a winner, other is a loser. Everybody. But choosing the path is our job. So that is Kamapala. Next name is Kami. Kami means the one who is loaded with Kama. Is called Kami. This guy is very Kami. So Kami means he is loaded with desires, good, bad, all kinds of desires. He's called Kami. So why God is called Kami? Another meaning of Kami is that whose kamnas are all satisfied and subdued. So there is nothing pending or to be satisfied. So that is God. So he is called Apta Kama. Means all the kamas are all done with. Apta Kama. That is Purna Kama. That is another name. God has no kamas. He's done with all those things. He's a gunatit. He's beyond that. So that is but he got this name Kami. Why? Because in the beginning he desired that I am sitting here alone, I am getting bored, let there be many. Eko aham bahushya. So that was his very demand, a big kamna, a big project. So from one, let me become many. So all these spots means atmas in each human being, that is a part of God. So the God became all of us here, all whom we see on the screen. All of us is part of a God. So God was alone and said, Eko aham bahushyam, let me be many. And he became everything, being and non-being creation also he became. It was such a big karma for Lord, that's why it's called Kami. So now the meaning becomes easy. Otherwise, we read these 1,000 names quickly and we won't know this. So Kami. So next name is Kanta. Kanta. Kanta means very, very handsome, very beautiful. One of its kind. You see, God is a personification of beauty. All the beauty is in God. If you see all our deities, there's a God, they all are loaded with beauty. All gopis were loaded with beauty. They had a divine beauty. They did not put a Estee Lauder, perfumes. But they were all beautiful because of the luster of the Lord. So that is Kanta, means luster of God. That is Kanta. That's why we call Lakshmi Kanta Kamalanayanam. So Lakshmi Kantam means Lakshmi ji is one who loves dearly to someone. Who is that? Vishnu ji. So Lakshmi Kantam Kamalanayanam Yoga Virdhyanagamyam Vande Vishnum Bhavabhayaharam Sarvalokekanathan Not that he's only handsome, but he's loaded with gunas. He's the master of the universe. Everything. So that's called Kanta. It's also called Sri Kanta. Sri means also Lakshmi. So Sri Kanta also is a very common name, and it's one of the names of God, Sri Kanta. Like we saw that Sri Kanta, Sri Nivasa, no, as like that. So that is Kanta. So another meaning of word Kanta is Ka Anta. Ka means word Ka in Sanskrit means Brahmaji, Brahma. Anta means end. We all have an end. We live 60 years, 70 years, some live 100, 110, maybe 124, but we all have end. Everything has end. So ka anta. So everything has end. Brahmaji is the longest living, we can call it, entity or creation of God. And his lifespan is, as scriptures describe, that is in countless years. No? So that's why this whole world is going on and on and on. But it will come to end someday. It is not infinite. So that is called Ka Anta, the Kanta. The end of Brahmaji's life also, who brings it to that? That is Lord Vishnu or Krishna. So that is Kanta, Ka Anta, the end of everything, end of creation. That will be the end of creation. It is described in our scripture, described in Christianity, is described in many other scriptures. That it will come, nobody knows when, but it will. So because it is not forever. You know? So that is that's another meaning of Kanta. So next name of God is Krutagama. Again, this is made of two words. Krutagama. Kruta means creator. Agama refers to scriptures. The creator or the author of our original Vedas is Lord. He did not have to sit down and write. It became manifest. It became manifest, and Lord Vishnu transferred that knowledge of Vedas, four Vedas, to Brahmaji, and then to his son, four Sanat Kumars, and then on and on and on and on. So that original four Vedas, I say that the creator of those four Vedas is Lord himself. So it is, that's why the name is Kruta Agama. Agama means original scriptures, scriptures, which includes Shruti and Smruti. So Vedas, there's all Vedas, so they come under this category. Other things are heard. So Shruti and Smruti. Smruti means one made available to us because of the memory of the sages, and that comes from generation to generation. So that is called Agama, and the one who is the creator of this is Krutagama. And Lord explains that in Bhagavad Gita, again in the 15th chapter, 15:15. So 15th verse of 15th chapter, where God says, Sarvasya chaham hrudi sannivisto. In everyone's heart I am seated. we have to believe, trust, and remember, and know it. So Sarvasya chaham, Sarvasya means everyone, chaham, hrudi sannivisto. In heart, I am seated in the heart. Mata smrutirgnan madhupohanam cha. Because of me is your memory. Because of me is your intellect. Because of me is your, you see, whatever is there, perceptions, all that is because. Mata smrutir, smrutir means memory, smrutir gna, knowledge, smrutir gna. Mat pohanam cha. And because of me, you forget. So extra things, many things, I delete unnecessary old documents. Like he deletes unnecessary things like trigonometry we learned, and we learned many things in 11th grade and college first year and second year and third year. And these things they fade away. Who does that? God does that. So I delete also unnecessary. So I am the memory, I am the intellect, I am the knowledge, I am apohanam, means forgetfulness is me also. Your mother dies, you are in tears and you are so sad that you can't stop, and you can't eat and you can't sleep. It lasts for 2 days, 5 days, 15 days, and slowly it goes away. God makes that deletion. Otherwise, we would go mad. If you imagine, if you remain with the same pain on day 1, I would say, and continues on day 30 or day 100, you'll start going crazy, you know. So it's the God's mechanism of apohanam, is removing those things. So sarvasya chaham rudi sannivisto mata smritirgnan madpohanam cha vedaischa sarve rahameva vedyo. Now he says that vedaischa sarve of rahameva vedyo means by Vedas something to be known is me. Vedaischa sarve, all Vedas will take you towards me. Vedaischa sarve ahameva vedyo. So Vedaischa sarve ahameva vedyo. So that Vedanta Krudved Viveda Chaha, and the author Vedant Krudved, Krud means the author, writer or creator. Vedanta Krudved Viveda Chaha. And so I am to be known through Vedas. I am the author of Vedas, and Vedanta Krudved Viveda Chaha. So I have to be understood through Vedas, and I'm the knower of Vedas. So all this is me. So Vedanta Krudved Viveda Chaha. So this God mentions it in this 15th verse. No? So it is very clear that He is with us. He is the creator, operator. If you want to know, it is only through the scriptures. And who knows the scriptures is called Guru. And Guru simplifies and explains, because scriptures are like ocean. So if we have not traded the ocean, we will be lost, you know. And we don't have to trade the whole ocean. No, we have to know what is necessary. Otherwise, you will be lost. You can't even read one time, or can't even glance at one. So that is Kritagama, and that is Lord Vishnu himself. Next name is Anirdeshya Vapu. Anirdeshya. There are two names here. Anirdeshya Vapu. Anirdeshya means the one which cannot be described, which cannot be painted, which cannot be drawn, which cannot be described in language or anything. Anirdesha. Nirdesha means the one you indication, that you say, okay, this is a human figure, this is a monkey's figure. You cannot explain God like that. He is called Anirdesha. It's a consciousness. You can't describe and can't put it in words. Your intellect cannot grasp. Your mind cannot grasp, because those things are made up of material energy. Body, mind, intellect, material energy. Material energy cannot understand spiritual energy. To energy, understand spiritual energy, you have to take the spiritual path. And that Atman will find out that you are Atman, and you will realize that. So otherwise, by this is not something to be done in a laboratory or by scientific argumentation or or documented proof. No, you will never get it. You never got it so far. There were countless brilliant people in the universe. Nothing happened. No? But those who took the right path of scriptures, faith, and intuitive faculty, they all realize the same truth very comfortably. But if we try to argue and understand with intellect, then you will finish your meeting the same day, and nothing you will be at. So anirdeshya vapu means the form which cannot be explained, expressed, understood. All these three. So that is called anirdeshya vapu. That's why our Upanishad says, Yato vacho nivartante, Yato vacho nivartante aprapya manasasaha. So Upanishad says, from where mind and language come back empty hand, means they can't explain what it is. The consciousness of Brahman cannot be explained by speech or by intellect. Yato vacho means speech, nivartante means written, nivartante, aprapya without getting anything, aprapya, manasasa means along with the intellect, they come back and say, no, I don't understand. If you are only intellectual being, you won't understand. You have to be a man of faith to understand divine power and divinity. If you don't have faith, then this will not happen. Even if you are a Harvard professor, you can write books on these arguments back and forth, but cannot understand. Well, Shankaracharya, like great masters who were all on the spiritual divine path, knew it when they were 6 years or 10 years, with as much clarity as your apple in your hand. He says, yes, Bhagavan Ramakrishna was not very literate or anything. He says, I can show you God. Like you see this apple in my hand, the same way I can show you God. If you follow what I'm saying, if you have faith, and if you follow the scriptures, to start with, if you doubt it, you are a dropout to start with. So that's why you need a Shraddha. Remember, we did Shraddha, we did Bhakti, we have done everything. And in profound depth we have done, no? So, but we have to put everything together there. Shraddha, Bhakti, Dhyan, Yogat, Eva Hi, Kevalya Upanishad. Shraddha, Bhakti, Dhyan, Yogat, Eva Hi. Only by these three. Does intellect come here? Does it come your qualification? You have to be MDM, RCP or something. Shraddha, Bhakti, Dhyan, Yogat, Eva Hi. Eva Hi means only by this. Go away. No, there's rishis, they get sometimes angry. And that's why they don't interact with everybody. And because the recipient has to be prepared also, prepared to do whatever is required by the scriptures. So Shraddha, Bhakti, Dhyan, Yoga, Eva Hi, Ratlo. So these we have to memorize. If I find something like this somewhere, I memorize this. And then that it swirls in your head, and then it becomes part of you. And then becomes unshakable. No? So that is the beauty of our scriptures, and that's what the scriptures advise. Scriptures advise that Sramana, Manana, Kirtana, because these three things, and then you let it meditate. That's called marinate. That's called nididhyasana. So that is anirdeshya vapu. Means this form cannot be explained or expressed in the words. So next name is Vishnu, Lord Vishnu. Vishnu means all-pervading consciousness. Vyapta iti Vishnu, the one which is pervaded everywhere. If I take a pot, earthen pot, we can say this pot is pervaded by mud everywhere. Top is mud, bottom is mud, right is mud, left is mud, everything is. So that is called pervaded. Pervaded means everywhere. Made up of. It cannot last without it. We are made up of consciousness. We cannot last without consciousness. We will be drop dead, So that consciousness is God. You call consciousness Brahman or God, whatever you want to do. So that is, and that consciousness is Lord Vishnu. So it says, Vyapya iti Vishnu, all pervaded. And it is everywhere, in everything, inside and outside. There are so many slokas in Bhagavad Gita like that. So that is, it's like we give a common example in the scriptures that ice cube is pervaded with water everywhere. There is not a corner of ice cube which is devoid of water. So that is, there is no place which is devoid of God consciousness of God. So that is Vishnu, all pervading. Next one is Vira. Vira means, we have seen this, different ways and different meanings. So Vira. So word V, letter V is a root which means creation, existence, radiance, procreation, all these in one is called Vira. So God has all these elements. So that is a creator. He's the one who makes sure that our life continues. He is the digestive power. He is the procreating power. And he is the radiance, he is the consciousness and knowledge. So all these things is in God. That's why it's called Vira. Like God makes everything possible. That our birth is possible because of Him. So our existence is because of Him. The digestion happens. We eat. No, that's it. Quickly, delicious food and go to bed. The rest of the things, Master takes care of it. He digests, he assimilates, he makes the energy out of it. He makes the whole process is where does it come from? Is driven by him. Our existence, procreation, is because of him. We as a parents are instrumental. But two cells together turns out to billions of cells and a beautiful human being. That is not, we did not do it. Parents didn't do it. So that is God. So once we understand that this is He, this is Him, this is His power, then you will know that He is a real valiant Veera. So that is, He gives the hunger, He gives the thirst. What is all these things? I'm a cardiologist. I know it in and out to know that how the things work. But who makes it to do it? So that who makes it do that is master. And to understand that science is spiritual science. Understand how it operates. That is scientific discoveries and research. Not that they are not important. Very important. But this is equally important. You can live without being a cardiologist. You can always get the help from a from a cardiologist and get that knowledge. But everybody needs the spiritual knowledge, because we all will need that awareness, that knowledge, to be happy, blissful, peaceful, and realized. We don't want to live at sensory level. Otherwise, it is called sensory level living. As if I want this, I eat this, I sleep it, I go and then the drama folds. When it folds, nobody knows, but it will fold. Everybody knows that. So that is Vira. Next name is Ananta. Ananta means the one which has no end. So God is Ananta. It means endless, from the time, beginning of time to endless. So except him, everything has end. Like even Brahmaji has end. But but he is infinite. So that is for Ananta. So that is for, that's why our Upanishad says Satyam Gnanam Anantam Brahma. Tetri Upanishad. Satyam Gnanam Anantam Brahma. If you have to describe in short, as what is this ultimate the divine power, that is Satyam, means all truth. Satyam means always existing. So this is not right or wrong. This is ever existing, is called Sat. Satyam Gnanam means knowledge, the concept. Satyam Gnanam Anantam Brahma. That is Brahma. And that can be only be realized by bhakti. That's what he told Arjuna, that Arjuna, nothing else works. And he loved Arjuna so dearly because Arjuna became his student, and Arjuna was fully devoted to him and surrendered to him. And then God gave all this knowledge. So that is Ananta. So when the Lord showed him the Vishwarupa Darshan, because he was worthy of seeing that. So Arjuna says, if I am worthy of seeing your ultimate form, God, show me your form. So God showed him his Vishwarupa. And then at the conclusion, he says, Arjuna, the way you saw me, my functioning, my creation on one screen, everything, it is not possible for anybody except through Ananya Bhakti. And then he says, Naham Vedena Tapasa. It comes in the 11th chapter, last 3 slokas. So, Naham Vedena Tapasa, Nadane Chajya, Sakya Evam Vedyo Drastum Drastvan Simam Yatha. The way you saw me is not possible by studying Vedas or by doing charity or by doing good work. Then Arjuna says, then what? What is it? How it is possible? Then God says, Bhaktya tu ananya sakya. He gives answer. Bhaktya tu ananya sakya. Ahamev vedyo Arjuna. Gnatum drastum cha tattvena pravestum cha parantapa. Arjuna, by ordinary thing, I am not available the way you saw me. But Bhaktya tu Ananya Sakya. Tu means but. Bhaktya tu Ananya Sakya means undivided total bhakti. Bhaktya tu Ananya Sakya. Aham eva Vedyo Arjuna. I am knowable. Gnatum, I can be known. Drastum, I can be seen. And pravestum cha, I can be merged with. Gnatum, drastum cha, pravestum cha. All these 3 things are possible with Ananya Bhakti. Tu Ananya Sakya Ame Vedyo Arjuna Gnatum Drastum Cha Tattvene Pravestum Cha Parantapa. And then immediately he gives the assignment. Immediately, the last sloka of the 11th chapter. Mat karma krun mat parmo. Do my work. Mat karma krun mat parmo. Do my work, think me to be the supreme. Mat karma, mat krun parmo, mad bhakta, sanga varjita, nirvera sarvabhuteshu, yasamamiti pandav. Arjuna, those who do these 5 things, they come to me. So mat karma, do my work. Know me to be the ultimate authority. Now, mat karma, krun mat parmo. Mad bhakta, be my devotee, mad bhakta. Sang varjita, without any attachment, sang varjita. Nirveraha, no animosity to anybody. Nirveraha, sarva bhutesu means for every being, no animosity. Nirvera samudra. Yasama meti pandava. That comes to me. That's how the 11th chapter closes, Next one is Dhananjaya. Last name is Dhananjaya. There's another name of Arjuna, which because Arjuna, by right way, victoriously, he collected the wealth from very greedy, self-centered kingdoms and used it for public good. That's why he's called Dhananjaya. Dhan, he accumulated the wealth and in the right way and use it for right cause. That's why God called his another name is Dhananjaya, and then Dhananjaya is another name for Arjuna. So, and God says that's me, and that comes in a Vibhuti Yoga, and that comes in the 1037. So, Rushninam Vasudevo Asmi. Pandavanam Dhananjaya. Of all Pandavas, I am Dhananjaya, means Arjuna. He didn't say, I'm Yudhishthira. He said that I'm Pandavanam Dhananjaya. Muninam api ham Vyasa. Of all Munis, I am Vyasa. Kavinam Mushana Kavi Vibhuti Yoga. And he explains that. So Dhananjaya is the name of Lord, and thus this sloka ends with 10 names, and now we know them significantly well. And any question you can ask. Thank you.
Yes, any questions for Dr. Chokshi, please?
But I don't have a question, but just a clarity on the last thing you mentioned, that Arjuna was able to see the Vishwa Swarupa because he is a totally devoted bhakta, Ananya Bhakti is doing. And what led him to become this kind of Ananya Bhakti was because he was guided by God to do his work, know him, be his devotee, and be without any attachment, and also without any animosity. Those are the 5, right?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Yes.
Very
Arjuna, what is required is total surrender. Means Arjuna was totally surrendered to God.
Yeah.
He in the first chapter he makes all the arguments,
Yes.
because he was working at a level of intellect,
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
he used all his intellect, and then God says, "No, still you are in a mess. See, you are crying." So God explained him who really you are, what you ought to do, and then Arjuna was very dedicated. That's why he understood all these things.
Yeah.
And he says that, Lord, I am your Sisya, and you show me right path. And God said,
Very, yeah.
Wow.
Thank you. Yeah, it is very amazing. Yeah.
Atul bhai, one
Hari.
question. So actually, even Sanjay had the Divya Chakshu, right?
Yes.
So did he see the Swarup of Bhagwan, what Arjun saw?
Yeah, he saw everything, whatever.
So he must have also done the Ananya Bhakti to be eligible to see that, right?
Yes. He was very learned and very great devotee also. Vidur Bhakti, Vidurji was very advanced spiritually. So,
Oh,
so
Vidur as well. Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
So God, as it means, Divya Chakshu was given to him, and he saw this and explained to the blind king Dhritarashtra what is happening. Dhritarashtra says, "Tell me what is happening, what my children are doing, who is fighting, and what is happening." And then he explained from beginning to the end. And at the end, Vidurji gives his input, and he says, wherever there is Lord, wherever there is Arjuna, there will be victory, there will be glory. Yatra Partho Dhanudhara, Tatra Sri Vijayo Bhuti Dhruva Nitirmatirma. means wherever there is a Lord Krishna, and where there is a Arjuna, means a master is good, student is very good. Yatra Yogeshvara Krishna, Yatra Partho Dhanurdhara, Tatra Sri, means wealth, success, everything. Tatra Sri, Vijayo, Bhuti, Dhruva, Nitir, Matir, Mama. There will be ethical livings, highest standard, wealth, glory, and everything will exist and will be victorious. He told to the king who was the enemy for these Pandavas. So he was brave enough to say, Dhritarashtra, this is what Yatra Yogeshvara Krishna, because their party has these two components, so they are going to be victorious. Your children are going to be finished. You are going to be a loser.
Thank you.
Dr. Joshi, can you just go over the three kinds of desires, the sensual and the other two? Just
Yeah, it's very important, no? Otherwise, no, I knew you will have a question. Without desires, we cannot accomplish anything.
Yeah.
And we'll become like a spaghetti. No, God doesn't want us to be like spaghetti. The desire is one is sensory desire. Sensual desires means whatever we see, hear, and we touch, we want to enjoy that, and we want to enjoy it forever, as much as possible, as long as possible. And so that is, and selfishly, not only me, not my next door neighbor, at the most my wife and children. No. So selfish,
Intellect.
sensual,
And
egocentric desires is no. That is no. Second category is the intellectual desires. No? So like I gave the example, I want to learn Sanskrit, I want to learn science, I want to be a good scientist, I want to be an inventor. God says, yes, do it. It will help my mankind. So God is with us. So intellectual desire. And third one is spiritual desire, which springs from the heart. See, nobody told us to do Gita classes and work and spend hours together and just do bhakti and all those things. But we all are doing that at the temple and in different ways. And that is the product of spiritual growth. No? And more that happens, the ego goes away, or ego becomes faint, and those desires die down on its own. There is a sloka, beautiful sloka for that. Visaya vinivartante nirharasya dehinam rasvarjam rasoapiyasya param drastva nivartante. So one who is controlling himself, all the sense objects will go away. Visaya vinivartante nirharasya dehinam. Rasvarjam raso appears. But the taste for that is not going to go away. Rasvarjam raso apiyasya param drastva nivartante. But that will go away when you will understand Brahman. When you understand divinity and God, then all this desire and the taste for that will be gone. That is His grace. You don't have to make effort that, oh, no, I want to resist Netflix. No, it drops out. I paid Netflix for 5 years and I did not see one movie, So that is that because it drops out, So it's because you have much more important work to do,
so does this spiritual desire is also just like following a yagnic work?
Yeah, it is.
Right?
Yeah.
Absolutely. If you do any yagnic work, that becomes your spiritual desire, whatever.
That is called spiritual desire.
Right.
Yagna means
Yes.
sacrificial work, means selfless work. It's
Selfless
called
work.
yagna.
Yeah.
You only become selfless when you are spiritually enlightened. I always talk something like that unless there is a spiritual light, you will not spare $5 from your pocket. Guarantee. You can be a millionaire.
I agree with you.
But when you are spiritually enlightened, then whatever little you have, you want to spare it for others, and because you become selfless, selfishness and Swami Vivekananda describes dharma in only 2 words. Selfishness is sansari, selflessness is dharma. That's it.
Very.
On Sunday, we will talk about dharma, so that will come. What is dharma? The people do whole workshop, one whole week, they're talking about dharma, and no, I don't think so. I don't. Those are argumentative. Otherwise, it's simple. We can conclude it in 20 minutes. We will do it in 20 minutes, because it's very simple. So like Swami Vivekananda says, okay, selfishness is sansari, unselfishness is sadhu.
Yeah, very good. I know it's kind of late. I just have one clarity here I want to make sure. You mentioned, which I read about the definition of God. Satyam Gnanam Anantam Brahma.
Yeah.
Which Upanishad was? I thought it was a Mandukya. Was it Mandukya or different?
Taittiriya Upanishad.
Taittiriya. Oh, thank you. That's
Yeah.
what I want to know.
Yeah.
Okay, I think if there's no more questions, then we can probably close our session. Are we ready? Okay. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnmadaya Purnameva Vashishyate Om Shanti 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 Om